Welcome, everybody, to MotorMaster Monday. In NASCAR, you see it all. You see competitive, clean racing with a tad of aggression. You see emotions run as high as their RPMs. You see first-time winners, hometown triumphs, and champions crowned. And the champions are here. Jordan Green, Trenton Krentz, Matt Smith, Ayrton Frederick, and Jeffrey Robinson Jr. are strapped in and ready for action, while uprising stars like Josh Colm-Diaz, Chris Ryan, Bad Moon Rising, Kevin Tattersall, and Jesse Carlson are waiting to take their place. I'm NOSSCAR CEO Tyler McMurder alongside Giggity Racing League CEO Kevin Tattersall, bringing you live flag-to-flag coverage of the 4th annual NOSSCAR Daytona 300 live here on NASCAR Heat 5. And let me tell you, the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series drivers are ready. Kevin, thank you very much for taking the time to join us as our in-race reporter.
Yeah, thanks for having me up here, man. I'm pretty excited to get going green here. Daytona, you can't say enough about it, and getting to start up here in the top 3 should be a fun one.
You've spent a lot more time on this game here on NASCAR Heat 5 than I have. I was more involved on the Heat 3 and Heat 4 side of things. What can you tell us about this game, and what do you think that we can expect here in tonight's Daytona race?
The driving is not much different than Heat 4 for sure. However, they have the draft regulation, and you said we're running on high draft here tonight. So we were testing it out earlier. I know me in trouble for you. We were actually running the outside. I was the lead car, he was pushing me, and we actually set faster laps on the outside than the guys on the inside did. And so unlike years past in Heat 3 and Heat 4, there is an outside lane here at Daytona if you get the right people up there and can hold your line steady.
4 of the 5 Juicy J Motorsports drivers qualified in the top 5, including Jesse Carlson on the pole in that number 20 Toyota. Does this boost the confidence for you and your teammates, or is this just another race for you in the career of Kevin Tattersall?
I mean, it's definitely not a bad thing when you got a teammate starting in front of you and a teammate starting behind you at a track that you need to stay in line and draft with each other. I'm pretty excited about it, and hopefully we can bring one of these Juicy J team cars victory tonight.
Well, we want to say best of luck. We wish you the best of luck here in your journey tonight for the Daytona 300 win.
Appreciate it, man.
We have 22 drivers lined up ready to take the green flag at Daytona. And when we get the cue to join, we are going live. And we're going to bring you live flag-to-flag coverage. 60 laps here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. Whoever the host is of the lobby is now more than ready to start the lobby, and we will begin the Daytona 300. Let me know when I can join, Kev.
All right, I'm telling Mucka to start it right now.
Past winners of the NOSSCAR Daytona 300, Slade Gravitt, NASCAR Heat Pro League driver, won it in 2018. This would have been back on, you guessed it, if you've been a long-time NASCAR fan, NASCAR Heat 2. Slade Gravitt wheeled that number 2 Chevy home to a win that night. Jade Burr, 2019, picked up the Daytona 300 win, and he made it a back-to-back performance. Jade Burr winning it again in 2020. 2 very solid seasons for him in the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series.
You can join, I don't know if you heard me.
Oh, okay, perfect. But one thing, folks, we are guaranteed a first-time NOSSCAR Daytona 300 winner. That could come tonight. Or it's definitely going to come tonight.
No past winners.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that as well. Now, a lot of the drivers in the field that have won NOSSCAR races, not only here in the MotorMaster Series, but many other NOSSCAR leagues and leagues outside of the NOSSCAR umbrella. But, yeah, no drivers in the field have won the big one of the season, that being the season opener. 60 laps, folks. These drivers turning about 45-second lap times in the draft, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 45, 46 second lap times are definitely about the ballpark that people are hitting.
Can't wait to see it, folks. It was a long off season, but it's over. We're back in action for the 4th annual NOSSCAR Daytona 300, and MotorMaster Monday is once again a thing, a big event on your calendar. Also, folks, tomorrow night we have the 4th annual NOSSCAR Tailgate 250 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series. Drivers are ready for action. There are 25 trucks scheduled to be on track for that big race tomorrow. But for tonight, get yourself strapped in, grab yourself a cold one, maybe a bag of popcorn. We're green for the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series. You're watching the Daytona 300. Listen to those cars, listen to those fans. Working lap 2 here in stage 1 of the race. Jesse Carlson on the pole. He leads the charge, folks. It is a long string of NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series cars along the yellow line. Now the one Chevy peeking to the outside just a little bit there, tucks back in line. It's Kevin Tattersall in race reporter, former NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series race winner as well. Tucked in behind his teammate in the 20, running in second. There's Jason Doro. Has found so much success in the front row racing league. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the number 61. He's competed in NOSSCAR on Gran Turismo Sport, NASCAR 15, GTA 5, NASCAR Heat games. He's been a little bit of everywhere, folks, and he's found success everywhere as well. He's definitely the driver to beat in the Supercross events that we did, and right now he finds himself running in 3rd, qualified 5th for this race. He's got the number 1 Chevy of Cameron Norton right behind him, driving for Timac Motorsports. Juicy J Motorsports, Juicy J Racing drivers rather are represented well, folks, running in the top 3 right now. The lone Ford you see in the pack is the number 22 of Stephen Corley. He's scored in the 6th position, just behind Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7th. How about Timmy Brown? Number 8 Chevy. Former Brickyard 200 winner here in the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series. Running in the lead pack, just a little bit outside the top 10. A couple of veterans in and around him. A couple of newcomers as well. Just in front of him is the Daniel McGriff car, number 93. And it kind of looks like everybody's just minding their own business right now. Nobody's making any wild, crazy moves. It's early. It's stage 1. Nobody wants to tear up their cars, ruffle any feathers here early in the going. Oh, and battle for the lead. It kind of looked like Jesse Carlson had to give room there, or else he was going to force his teammate Kevin Tattersall below the yellow line. He chose not to do that, and Kevin Tattersall is out front.
Yeah, I didn't mean to get underneath him there. He drifted up a little coming off exit.
I didn't see any harm. It all looked good there. Jesse Carlson hung out to dry, though. He's going to lose a number of positions. He now drops back in line at the tail of the lead pack that is outside of the top 10. A couple of cars behind him actually there, though. Actually, now that I'm seeing, that's Alex Tesdall in the number 16 Chevy Camaro. Alongside him is Brett Baker, the number 21 Chevy Camaro. Brett Baker, also a former NOSSCAR champion. NOSSCAR Thunder Cup Series champion, back on NASCAR 15, making a late sign-up for this race, as well as Nick Don Francesco in the number 6 car. He's on track as well. 22 of them out there, slicing and dicing. And there's a whole lot more racing going on now, folks. A whole lot more side-by-side action. Brett Baker trying to get the outside line moving. Nobody was going up there with him, though. Stephen Corley starting to venture towards the top as well. And if you tuned into the 2020 NOSSCAR Legends Series season, you know who Bad Moon Rising is. She tallied up 3 wins that season, finished in 4th in the final standings, had a solid season. Right now, she finds herself running in 7th. Must remind everybody, folks, this is stage 1 of the Daytona. Finishers in the stages receive the stage. So trying to position themselves for stage points, but without pushing the envelope too far and perhaps causing an incident on the track. The outside. Here goes Cameron Norton to the top in the 1. Timmy Brown's going to go with them. Chris Ryan in the 9 going to go with him. The Timac Motorsports Chevys going to work on the top side. They got Daniel McGriff in the 93 and Jesse Carlson in the 20 Toyota going with them. Bad Moon Rising, the 18, was going to go up and be the front car of the charge, but they all thought better of it. They're going to tuck back in line. The inside line is just too strong right now. It's moving. And attempt number 2. If at first you don't succeed. And they got a lot of speed now. They're making some headway up there. Cam Norton about to the 3rd or 4th car in line on the bottom. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7. He had a chance to go up there and be the front car, and that would put all 4 Timac Motorsports Chevys lined up together. Now we got 6 cars up top. Oh, problems there. Timmy Brown gets into the wall and out of shape. A couple of cars involved. And we have a wreck on the back straightaway. The 93 of Daniel McGriff is involved. There you see him. I don't believe it's going to bring out a caution. It was a 2-car incident, but it looked like it was Timmy Brown in the 8 car getting a little bit out of shape and made contact with a couple of other cars.
Caution is out.
Okay, and caution number 1 of the race, folks.
With 4 laps remaining in the stage.
Oh, and this changes everything.
Actually, yeah, it really does. To anybody that was on my stream, I was actually about a quarter of a lap short on fuel, so this caution actually is going to work in our favor. Being the lead caller, I was unable to save what other people would.
This might save a few drivers in the fuel department, especially drivers that were maybe leading a pack or leading the race, such as you were. So yeah, this is going to open the opportunity, open the door for these drivers to come down pit road, take on tires and fuel, maybe repair some damage. So caution number 1 of the day for Timmy Brown and Daniel McGriff. 22 cars still on the track, and we're back ready to go racing for the Daytona 300. It's MotorMaster Monday, folks.
Final lap, 1 lap shootout.
It's a 1-lap shootout. Thanks, Kevin, because I really didn't know. And it is a drag race. And Jeffrey Robinson Jr. tucks down in front of Kevin Tattersall, and this is the final lap of stage 1. Oh, and they're wrecking deep in the field. I didn't see what happened, but there's a car around. There's a couple of them involved.
That ends the stage.
And the caution will wave. Stage 1 is over. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. wins stage 1 in the number 61 Toyota Camry. The top 5 received the stage points. I believe Kevin Tattersall was your 2nd place finisher in stage 1.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm working on some stuff. It's on my stream. I don't know if you have it loaded.
No, I don't, but I'll check it out later, that's for sure. I watch a lot of the streams that you put up, actually.
Yeah, I was trying to check it, but doing the tire pressures here at Daytona. I
And
make sure
Jason Doro, that's Mucka. He finished in third there, I'm pretty sure, for stage one, the '08 Chevy Camaro. He's looking strong. We definitely have some shuffle in the running order. It's going to be the 10 car of Matt Smith, the 2020 NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series champion. He leads them to the green. We're back racing at Daytona. Stage 2 underway. Inside line, got the best jump of anybody there. And I didn't see what happened, but there's a wreck deep in the field. Harold Burden, Trenton Krentz, and a few others involved. This is on the back straightaway here, and I believe this is going to draw the second caution of the event.
Technically, that would be the third caution because we did have a caution to end stage 2 as well.
Ah, touche. Au contraire.
Not to say you're wrong, but no, I'm just kidding.
No, third caution of the race. Second one for an on-track incident. Two very nice paint jobs. Two very nice Chevy Camaros here torn up at the back of the field. 36 of Trenton Krentz, the defending NOSSCAR World Champion from Gran Turismo Sport, was involved in that one. And Harold Burden in the number 39, long-time NOSSCAR driver, one of the veterans here still racing in the series, had his teeth back on NASCAR 15 on the PlayStation 3 console. So he's really been here racing and making a name for himself for quite some time now. We're going back racing though, folks. No change towards the front of the field for the running order, at least not for the leader. Matt Smith leads in the green. We're back racing. Oh, problems for Timmy Brown. He went up and found the wall. He's lifting now and going towards the tail of the field, and I believe that everybody was able to go by. And better look now at your leader, tracking Matt Smith, defending NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series champion. That is the Crown Jewel Series for NOSSCAR on the NASCAR Heat games. He knows how to get it done. Broke a whole lot of records for the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series last season on NASCAR Heat 4. Looking to do the same this season. He's doing double duty, running Platinum Cup and MotorMaster full-time on NASCAR Heat 5. He's got Jeffrey Robinson Jr., the Stage 1 winner, right behind him. He's got Jesse Carlson in third. He's the pole sitter. And now there's a car that just got forced below the yellow line, but there was a little bit of collaboration there and some teamwork to get him back on the track safely, and that was Kevin Tattersall, I think, that went to the outside, our in-race reporter, to give him some room.
Yeah, that was me.
Very nice gesture of you. I didn't see who it was. It looked like the 4 car maybe, and that would be Ayrton Frederick.
It was Mucka. The 08 of Mucka.
Oh, okay. And the 6 car that you guys see in the frame running in 4th, that is Nick Don Francesco. First time we've seen him towards the front in this Daytona 300 race. And now he's making a move, folks. Don Francesco goes to the outside, looking for the lead really here if he can get a good enough push. He's got Ayrton Frederick in the 4 going with him. Ayrton Frederick in the 4 is the 2020 NOSSCAR Street Tech Series champion on GTA 5. 6 former NOSSCAR champions in tonight's race. 22 drivers, 60-lap event here at Daytona on NASCAR Heat 5. The outside line really went for a snooze there. They gave it a good run, but then all the momentum just seemed to disappear and fast, and that's the risk that you take when you make a move to the outside. It can go really good or really bad. So this leaves Matt Smith out front still with Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Jesse Carlson, Jason Doro, and Chris Ryan. Your top 5, and that's Daniel McRiff in the 93. Running in 6th, Kevin Tattersall is the one making a move to the outside, and he will be running in the 7th position. There's about 12 cars that have broken away from the rest of the field, and now the key for the cars towards the tail of this pack is to not lose the draft. The key for the drivers, I would say, mid-pack here would be to maybe advance and try to get the outside line working towards the end of stage 2. Oh, and we got a car over into the grass. 16 of Alex Tesdahl. Gonna gather it back up and keep it rolling. No damage to the car, and all 4 tires seem to be up and going. Action all over this racetrack, folks. 4th annual NOSSCAR Daytona 300. Happy to bring you flag-to-flag coverage here on NASCAR Heat 5. Kevin makes a big move in the 54 Toyota to the outside. He's going to pull up. He clears a couple of cars, and he's going to pull up alongside another, but no help for the driver of the 54. And how about Bradley Gilliland, driver of the 90? He's up there in this front pack. Inching his way closer towards the leaders. He's scored in the 8th position. And we're going to have to bring you an update on Brett Baker, driver of the number 21 for Brett Baker Racing. His day has come to an end. Engine failure for that number 21 team as he sits motionless on pit road, and there's not much work going on to that car right now. Couple of drivers towards the tail of the lead pack. They're trying desperately to work together to not lose the draft with these guys. It's Ayrton Frederick in the 4, and that's Alex Tesdahl in the 16. Ayrton Frederick, a former NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series race winner, and that came at Watkins Glen International, perhaps one of the more emotional feel-good story wins in NOSSCAR history. If you haven't watched that one, definitely find that on the YouTube channel later. And he's being pushed by Alex Tesdahl in the number 16. He's a former NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series race winner. That came on NASCAR Heat 3 at Michigan International Speedway. I'll tell you this, Nick Donfrancesco just gave one heck of a shove to Kevin Tattersall in the 54, gave him a huge boost. In the middle of the corner, Kevin holds on to it and gets a big run of momentum. Bradley Gilliland in the 90 thinking of going up there. He does, but he makes contact with the outside wall. There was contact with the 7 of Josh Colm-Diaz and the 90 of Bradley Gilliland just before that. And now the 08 machine looks like he's having some sort of problem. Looked like he bounced off the wall a moment ago. Could have been a connection issue, but Jason Doro is now off the yellow line, and he's going to lose a number of positions. And that's a tough break, by the way, for Bradley Gilliland. I was just talking about him a few minutes ago. He's lost the draft with this lead pack, and his chances of getting stage points here in stage 2 have come to a bit of a halt, unless we see a yellow fly. We've seen 3 cautions so far, 2 for on-track incidents, and Bad Moon Rising in the 18. Just lost a number of positions there. She went all the way down below the yellow line. I think Daniel McGriff in the 93 might have been involved as well. So, incident after incident happening here in stage 2, and it's basically an elimination process at this point. Not a lot of cars left in the lead pack now.
Flash 9, NASCAR Oof, Juicy J, Convicts, K-Tag, top 5.
Woo! Stage 2 is in the books, folks. So Jeffrey Robinson Jr. was the winner of stage 1, and now here in stage 2, it's Matt Smith in the 10. Picking up where he left off from his 2020 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season. Remember, guys, the was in here in NASCAR. He won. He won the championship as well. Final stage coming up here for the 4th annual NASCAR Daytona 300 NASCAR MotorMaster Series action. It's MotorMaster Monday, folks. We missed you. We're happy to be back. We're glad to be back. And it's going to be a terrific season. 22 drivers here in the Daytona 300. And we can confirm that 20 of them are left on the racetrack with a shot to win. All 20 on the lead lap. Green flag is out. Twenty cars thunder into turn 1 here at Daytona International Speedway. Led by 2020 Platinum Cup champ Matt Smith, followed by the pole sitter Jesse Carlson, followed by the Stage 1 winner Jeffrey Robinson Jr. It's Alex Hesdall in 4th. Hungry for a win. It's been a little while for him. One of the nicest guys in the crew. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy, but he's going to get shuffled out of line there by the 6th machine of Nick Don Francesco. Kind of looked like Alex left a little bit of daylight on the bottom, and Nick pounced as soon as he could. Josh Colin-Diaz in the 7, Bradley Gill into the 90. They went with them. Everybody's going to go to the bottom, it looks like. Cars deeper in the field are sticking to the top, and it looks like that's Kevin Tattersall in the 54. He's got help. Timmy Brown in the yellow number 8 Chevy Camaro. He's one of the ones up there trying to make it work as well. We're early in the stage, and everybody's going to have to come to pit road for, I believe, what would be a splash of fuel, maybe right sides at the very most, but I don't think we're looking at 4 tire stops for their pit stop. Bumper to bumper. Close to 200 miles an hour. Doesn't get much better than this, folks. And it's a Chevy being chased by a pair of Juicy J Racing Toyotas, and problems deep in the field, folks. There was an issue there with Ayrton Frederick in the 4 and a couple of other cars. I believe Ayrton might have been one of the luckier ones, but it looks like Jordan Green, yeah, Jordan Green, 6-time NASCAR champion, was involved in that one, and he's got some front-end damage to that Lone Wolf Motorsports number 47 Chevy Camaro. So a couple of cars now have lost the draft, folks. See, and the thing is, if you're towards the tail of this lead pack, I think that you do want to try to make some moves and try to advance your position, because that's the risk that you run being back there. You could lose the pack. And the inside line seems to be the preferred groove. I know that these guys can make things happen on the outside. We've seen it. In fact, we saw it for the stage win, and we saw it the restart before that. So it's not a matter of if the outside line can work, it's when, and when these drivers are going to use it. And now Josh Colin-Diaz goes to the outside, right when I talk about it, and he's got help, folks. Chris Ryan in the 9 going with him. Or is he? The fake move. He pulls back into the inside line. He's going to take the 5th position from his teammate, and now Josh Colin-Diaz is going to pay the price for making the move. He's going to go to the tail of the field. Don't think he's going to be able to find a spot in line. He tried. Contact might have been made between he and the 22 of Stephen Corley, but all worked out. And if there wasn't, I'll be surprised, but he falls back to the 10th position, and now we got another driver making a move to the outside. It's the one car, that is Cameron Norton. Chris Ryan in the 9 thought about pulling up in front of him, and he's going to choose to keep it down on the inside line. He's going to hug that yellow line. Back in line goes Cameron Norton, just in front of Bradley Gilliland in the number 90 machine. At this point in the race, in the final stage, as long as you're in this lead pack, you have a chance to win the NOSSCAR Daytona 300. Unfortunate for the defending NOSSCAR World Champion from Gran Turismo Sport, that is Trenton Krentz in the number 36 Timac Motorsports entry. It's the part-time car that offering hot seat opportunities for drivers this season, and he's lost the draft with the lead pack. He's got help coming from behind him. He's got 2 cars that are working together behind him that are going to catch him here within a couple of laps, but don't think 3 cars is going to be enough to run down the lead pack, so we're going to have to hope for a caution for any chance of getting up there and winning this thing. Jordan Green, 6-time NOSSCAR champion, goes a lap down, was involved in that incident just a little bit ago, a couple of laps ago. He's going to respectfully stay high and let all of these leaders go by on the inside, and maybe even tuck in line with them and keep the draft and keep on rolling. The running order is changing up front rapidly, but the leader has stayed the same for every lap really since the drop of the green flag in the final stage. Matt Smith in the 10 leads the way. Nick Donfrancesco is the new challenger, running in the 2nd position in the 6 car. Chris Ryan in the 9 runs in 3rd. It's Daniel McGriff in the 93 running in 4th. Alex Tesdall in the 16 in 5th. Cameron Norton in the it's Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61 running in 6th. Kevin Tattersall in 7th in the 54. Jesse Carlson in 8th in the 20. Bad Moon rising in 9th in the 18. Bradley Gilliland in the 90 rounding out the top 10. Not bad for everybody being in new cars, huh?
Yeah, not bad at all.
I gotta memorize everything all over again. Game to game, baby. We're riding along with Chris Ryan here in the number 9. He would love to win this race, maybe more than anybody else. 29 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series starts, 1 win, 5 top 5s, 12 top 10s. So this marks his 30th career NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series start. Driver just in front of him, Nick Donfrancesco, running in 2nd. 37 starts. 3 wins, 13 top 5s, 21 top 10s here in the NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series. He certainly knows how to get it done. He's made the round of 8 before when it comes down to the playoffs. How about Ryan Schreck? Haven't spoken much about Ryan Schreck. The unfortunate thing about Ryan is he's lost the draft with the lead pack. He's working with Timmy Brown and Trenton Krentz to try to get back up there. Ryan Schreck shocked the NOSSCAR community when he found victory lane. NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series last season, 28 starts, 1 win, folks. Looking to add 1 more to that, make the playoffs again this year. Maybe advance all the way to the championship round. It's getting slicey and dicey up near the front, folks. Alex Tesdahl to the top. Kevin Tattersall and Bad Moon Rising going with them. They were 3 wide for a moment. When I came back up towards the front, Jesse Carlson was in the mix in the 20. They've since then sorted it back out to 2 by 2. And every now and then, the outside line is showing signs of life. And if the outside line can get moving, then somebody might be able to challenge the number 10 car of Matt Smith. Kevin Tattersall looks like he's trying to do just that, folks. Former NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series race winner, MotorMaster Series race winner. He's done it all here in NOSSCAR. Looking to win the Daytona 300. We're guaranteed a first-time NOSSCAR Daytona 300 winner here tonight. How many laps to go, Kevin?
15 to go right now.
Woo! They click off quick, folks. 15 laps to go. Round 1 of the 2021 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. And folks, yes, you heard it right. 2021 coming to you early. We've done this for the last couple of years, where we have the first 3 to 5 races of the season come to you during the 2020 calendar, just to get everybody used to the brand new NASCAR Heat game. Get the fans amped up for it, and pit stops beginning, folks. Scheduled green flag pit stops. Nick Don Francesco, and problems for the 10. Matt Smith and Bradley Gilliland both, the 10 and the 90, spun towards the entrance of pit road. The lap before, by the way, Trenton Krenz, Timmy Brown, Ryan Schreck making their pit stops. But that's a tough break for Matt Smith. I believe that he didn't end up getting service. He came flying out of pit road there. I'm going to have to get back to you guys on what happened here. The 90 machine is on pit road, and he was one of the 2 that got sideways and out of shape at the pit road entrance, and he's getting service. So I'm thinking somehow, some way, Matt Smith missed pit road, and he's now going slow around the racetrack below the yellow line, out of harm's way. There's no traffic coming behind him anyways, but he's low on fuel, I believe, and he's trying to get back to pit road. And that's a heartbreaker for the Stage 2 winner, and for the driver who's led every lap since the drop of the green flag in the final stage. Here he comes to pit road now. He's going to make it. Bad Moon Rising leaving pit road. Alex Tesdahl, Stephen Corley, Daniel McGriff, Josh Colm-Diaz. Several drivers leaving pit road. All scheduled service for these cars. And there you see him. Matt Smith, 2020 Platinum Cup champ, on pit road. Update for you on Jordan Green, 6-time NOSSCAR champion. His day has come to an end. He's the 3rd driver to be out of this race. 19 cars left on the racetrack. And after the pit stops, it kind of looks like the 22 of Stephen Corley is going to be the leader. We're going to get everything sorted out and organized for you in just a moment here. In fact, we're going to check in with our in-race reporter, Kevin Tattersall. Kevin, who is the race leader?
The 22 car is indeed the leader.
Okay. See, every now and then I get something right, not everything. So the lone Ford is out front, folks. 1 Ford started in today's race. Only 2 drivers signed up to run Fords. The 2 Ford Xfinity cars on the NASCAR Heat 5 game. So they're very lonely manufacturer in this series, but very successful one as well, perhaps. Stephen Corley out front in the 22. Awesome. Thanks a bunch. And thank you for everything. Yeah, I'm really glad that you're here doing this. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm having a blast, man.
Oh, I can tell you're having a blast because that 4-car pack is catching these two. I expected it to, but man, you guys are flying up on them. Steven's got the lead, and he would love to win this race and capture his first career NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series win. But he's got a lot of work to do. He's got a 4-car pack running him down. Alex Tesdall in the 16 right there with him. He's also looking for his first career NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series win. Stephen Corley, 46 starts, 9 top 5s, 20 top 10s. Alex Tesdall, 57 starts, 7 top 5s, 19 top 10s. Both would love to put a tally in the win column for their MotorMaster Series career. 22 Ford Mustang, 16 Chevy Camaro, 2 underdogs to watch in the late stages of this race. 10 laps to go, and here they come, folks. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. goes to the outside with his teammate Kevin Tattersall, and their other teammate Bad Moon Rising is right there with them in the 18, and it's Nick Don Francesco that's the meat in the Juicy J Racing sandwich. They're coming up on Matt Smith, who I believe is, he's about to go 1 lap down to your leaders. Looks like he's going to stay to the inside, but that's going to force Stephen Corley to have to go to the outside. Alex Tesdall's trying to find a way to go around Matt Smith by making it 3 wide, but it's not going to work. They're bouncing off each other just a little bit, but they all held on to it. They're 3 wide still. They held on to it. They made it work, and we have a new race leader. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. to the inside. He's going to bring his teammate Kevin Tattersall with him. Stephen Corley's going to get shuffled. He drops back to the 5th position. Excuse me, the 6th position, rather, just behind Alex Tesdall. And it is a 6-car battle for the win here for the Daytona 300 unless something major happens on the racetrack. The 7th car you see in line is Matt Smith. He is the first car 1 lap down, led the most laps in this race. But he's not going to find the victory and park it in victory lane in this one. It's going to be a strong season for the number 10 team, and we all know that. So it's a shame to start the season this way for him. But it's Jeffrey Robinson Jr. out front leading the way. He is a rookie this season. Only 12 career NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series starts. And he's looking for his first career top 5 finish, first career top 10 finish even. They're 3 wide, they're bouncing off each other. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. was in the middle, and he bounced off a couple of those cars. He's still close enough to maybe stay in the draft. He tucks in behind Stephen Corley in the 22. This shakes up everything, and Kevin Tattersall is your new race leader with Nick Don Francesco running in 2nd. And they are going to lose the draft. Stephen Corley and Jeffrey Robinson Jr. are going to lose the pack, but they've got a pack of 5 cars coming from behind them that might be able to offer some assistance. 7 laps to go. 6. Oh, they was a guess. I thought I was right. Well, it's crunch time, folks. You heard the in-race reporter and race leader. They're coming up on Ayrton Frederick in the 4 car to put him a lap down. For some reason, Nick Don Francesco stayed to the inside to try to push Ayrton Frederick, and he's going to lose 2nd place because of it. This puts Alex Tesdall up into 2nd and Bad Moon Rising up into 3rd. And don't count out Bad Moon Rising. She won the NOSSCAR Legends Series Daytona 100 event. Captured 3 wins that year en route to finishing 4th in the final standings. And around goes Alex Tesdall right in front of the field. And there's a 3-car incident in turn 1. The caution is going to come out.
I don't know what happened. Was that lag? Did I lag or something?
I don't know. I saw the whole thing. Alex Tesdall's number 16 Chevy Camaro just snapped left and completely turned right in front of Bad Moon Rising. She had nowhere to go. That collected a few cars. A whole bunch of front end damage to the number 18 Toyota Supra.
Oh, I didn't even know there was damage on it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Bad Moon Rising's got a bunch of front end damage to the Toyota Supra there, her 18 car, and the 16's got a little bit of front end damage to that Camaro. I think we're going to restart with 4 laps to go. This changes everything, folks. We're going to have a shootout, a drag race with about 20 cars left on the racetrack, 19 rather, and we're green at Daytona.
2 to go.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? 2 laps to go, folks, until we crown a 4th winner of the NOSSCAR Daytona 300. Kevin Tattersall's the leader. Chris Ryan right there in 2nd. The 22, Stephen Corley, is now in 3rd. Josh Colm-Diaz is in 4th. Oh, they're wrecking. Around goes the 8. The 08 machine of Jason Doro, and they're still wrecking. Ayrton Frederick in the 4. Matt Smith in the 10. Trenton Krentz in the 36. Timmy Brown in the 8. There was a handful of them involved there. And 6th caution of the race. 4th one for an on-track incident. And we're going to
put us into our first overtime.
Oh, man. Yeah, we're going to double them up again, and we're going to try this again. I saw it coming. You could see it kind of coming. They were 3 wide, and then somebody got out of shape. They went far left, and when they tried to catch it and come back, by then they were 4 wide. And that's when a few of them went looping around and spinning. And here we go. For what could be the final restart of the race. Green flag is in the air. Kevin Tattersall on the inside. He's got Timac Motorsports Chevys up top. 3 of them, in fact. And we're back racing with 2 laps to go. It's a green-white checkered at Daytona. The first attempt. And Josh Colm-Diaz in the 7 car spins. He made contact with one of the cars to the inside, and around he went. He also found the wall, but we're going to stay green. I believe it was a 2-car incident. Coming around now out of turn 4. Kevin Tattersall is going to see the white flag. Alex Tesdall in the 16 goes for a spin. It's near the entrance to pit road. No caution. We stay green. Kevin's got the lead. Can the outside line get moving? They're trying. It's 19 of Ryan Schreck trying to lead the charge on the outside, and now the 61, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., was thinking about taking a look to the outside. Nobody went with them. Jeffrey's going to tuck in line in the 5th position. There's contact made between he and Ryan Schreck. Ryan forces his way in there, coming to the line. And it's going to be Kevin Tattersall winning the 4th annual NOSSCAR Daytona 300.
Yes. Perfect.
4th career NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series win in his 26th start. Made the playoffs last year, ran a solid season with 3 wins and 10 top 5 finishes. And now this season, he opens it with a victory. And while we got you here, yeah, take screenshots of the results, by the way, for me, all of them, and take us through those final laps. A couple of restarts and then a green-white checkered. What was going through your mind when you saw that, and what was your strategy? How were you going to try to keep the lead?
So first off, I didn't screenshot, but I scrolled on my screen so you can always get it.
Okay.
Yeah, so couple restarts, 2 up to go shootouts twice in a row. That first one I was hoping gets the white flag. I figured it'd get a little rambunctious. Next flag would end it. Unfortunately, we didn't, so I had to restart again. 2 to go, I realized the 22 car was just going to follow me through at least the first lap, and then on the second lap he kept getting a little bit of distance, so I was actually lifting the throttle. I was not wide open that last lap, making sure that he couldn't back off and get a good run. I was making sure his front end stayed attached to my rear end.
A lot of competition in this one. We saw a lot of lead changes, and there was a whole lot of 3 and 4 wide action. You could tell that the anticipation and the eagerness to try to get to the front was building towards the final stages of the race. You had track position towards the end. Was that allowing you to make less bold moves and just kind of keep calm, knowing that you're kind of right where you need to be?
So actually, that's the first time I've ever run one where I was in the front on those final laps. I was actually more nervous. It's really hard. I feel more comfortable being in, second, third place where you can back off and make a move. So that was probably the most nerve-wracking I've ever been.
Was there a point towards the end of the race? Sorry, I thought we lost you there for a second. Was there a point towards the end of the race when you thought the outside line was going to prevail and maybe you were a sitting duck?
Well, I knew that I had Juicy was sitting there on the inside. He restarted 5th on that final one, so I felt pretty confident that I at least had some help. Unfortunately, when Bad Moon got taken out, that really stunk because I had Juicy and Bad Moon together. But yeah, I felt pretty confident that the outside would get a couple positions, as I did throughout the whole race. Like I kind of got a few positions making the outside, and then you just lose your momentum. So I felt pretty good on the inside with Juicy being down there at least. I was nervous about the 22 car making a run.
What kind of confidence and momentum does this give you for your 2021 NOSSCAR MotorMaster Series season? You just won the Daytona 300, man.
So you take home Daytona, that's huge in its own right. Daytona's always big. But not just for me, but the whole team in general. I feel like we had a really good showing. We got stage points between me, Juicy, NASCAR Roof, Bad Moon. We all got stage points, as well as, bringing the victory home for the team after starting 4 out of the top 5 in the field. So I just feel like for the whole team, for GCJ Racing there, that we have a pretty good season ahead of us. Feel pretty confident.
You put yourself on a very elite list of NOSSCAR drivers that have won a NOSSCAR Daytona race during the Daytona Speed Week event. Congratulations and best of luck to you moving forward in your 2021 season.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Kevin Tattersall, Giggity Racing League CEO, and a great league and organization over there if you ever want to go and check that out as well. And yeah, I can't believe what we witnessed here tonight, folks. 22 of the very best on the NASCAR Heat 5 game. 22 NOSSCAR drivers went to war tonight. It was a very casual and relaxing Stage 1. Stage 2 picked up a little bit, and then Stage 3 is when it all went loose, folks. You could tell everybody threw caution to the wind, and that's when we saw a couple of cautions in the end. We finished with 6 cautions, and 4 of them for on-track incidents. 60-lap event. In the history books, Jesse Carlson won the pole, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. won Stage 1, Matt Smith won Stage 2 and led the most laps. And when the smoke settled, and when it was all said and done, it was Kevin Tattersall in the number 54 Toyota Supra parking it in victory lane and winning the 4th annual NOSSCAR Daytona 300. Thank you, everybody that tuned in to watch. And from all of us here at NOSSCAR, we are saying so long, and tune in tomorrow night for the NOSSCAR Tailgate 250, 4th annual NOSSCAR Tailgate 250 for the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series, right here on NASCAR Heat 5 and right here on the NOSSCAR Series Racing YouTube channel. Good night, everybody. Happy MotorMaster Monday.